Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's having a great afternoon, beginning of the long Halloween weekend. Um, I know we're getting excited here as well, even though we're a little disorganized still. But I wanted to go over the Halloween full moon forecast with everybody before the weekend starts, um, and everyone gets busy doing all their fun stuff with their family. Next time I go on, I will definitely be broadcasting through my new Razer camera, webcam. I finally found it and was able to unpack it. However, quick little story before I start. I ordered a new mic. I told you about this. It was supposed to arrive on the 22nd, and it got lost in the mail. Luckily, it was through Amazon, so they were to replace it. The replacement one wasn't really what I had ordered. It wasn't the right one, so we had to send it back. Now, I decided not to go with Amazon. I went directly to Best Buy 2 days ago, ordered the one I want, which is just like this. It's from the same company, Razer. They're kind of expensive, a little pricey, but I know I'm not supposed to buy new stuff in a Mercury retrograde, but I had to do what I had to do. So I will get the microphone that's compatible with this. I was able to finish most of everybody's readings, except for a few, and I'm still working on those. So please be patient with me in the process of having mic issues, the mail place losing the mic. We blew a fuse in the house last night, so half the house has power and the other half doesn't. So that has actually prolonged my doing of readings for people as well. So I'm very sorry, things are running behind, but Mercury is retrograde and you need to expect delays. So it's been one hell of a ride with this Mercury retrograde. I just want it to be over. November, what is it? 8th couldn't come fast enough. All right, so I printed out my forecast. I just published it on my website, but I did print it out because I'm going to read it to you. So we do have this beautiful blue full moon, and a blue moon is just simply 2 full moons within a month. We had one back on October, I think it was 1st or 2nd, and we have another one at the 31st. This is going to occur at 10:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow. This full moon is in the sign of Taurus, ruled by Venus. The planet of Venus is in control, but this is also going to take on the energies of finance issues and investments, banking, money, and wealth. Remember, Taurus, even though Taurus is ruled by Venus, Taurus is the second house. This is the house of wealth and possessions. This is the house of self-esteem. This is also the house of aesthetics and beauty. And issues with money, and there will be issues with money for a great many of us, and you will also see some financial issues take place within the realm of the world within the next 2 weeks, especially near election time. Stock markets get a little funny. This also could pertain to cryptocurrency too. It might drop a little bit. The next 2 weeks, money can be a little volatile in some ways. But on a more positive note, this energy will give us the opportunity to tie up all those loose ends that we have, finish up any kind of projects we have started throughout the months. And even this can even help with cutting those ties and in the matters of love and money. But do expect the unexpected. Remember, even this is a full moon in Taurus, but also Uranus is sitting right there in Taurus. So when I say expect the unexpected, expect the unexpected. All right, and so tomorrow night is All Hallows Eve, Halloween. Samhain is what us pagans call it. It is the last harvest of the year. And when the veil is at its thinnest at this time of year, this is the witches' new year. So for all of my broom sisters and brothers, my pagans, my Wiccans, my witches, even my occultists, um, Happy New Year and the turning of the year. The wheel turns once again. However, what I find really interesting, and I wrote this in my newsletter, we're not the only, well, pagans are not the only ones who celebrate this. Christianity is kind of taken from paganism and claimed it as their own. And what I mean by that is this is All Hallows Eve, Halloween, Samhain to the pagans, but in Christian and Catholic culture, November 1st is All Saints' Day, also known as All Hallows' Day, or Hallowmass. And this is also the Feast of All Saints. Then, like I said, it's based on Christianity and Catholicism. I even remember when I was a little girl, I would go with my grandmother to church on November 1st and light candles and say prayers for the people who have passed away that we've loved and lost. So I always call Catholicism, hi Sam, how are you? Back at you, baby. You're beautiful too, doll. What was I saying now? This is what I get when I read comments. I lose track. um, anyway, I remember I used to light candles with my grandmother at church. Hey Pamela, my broom sister, how you doing? And so it's kind of funny how I always call Catholicism Christianized paganism, because a lot of things the Catholics do is something that pagans do as well. Pamela, I know you can relate to this in a lot of ways. Being raised Catholic yourself, there's just some interesting things that they do. Hi, Rihanna. How are you, hon? There's just some interesting things that they do that really, the undertones are very pagan. So yes, I used to go to church with my grandmother and light a candle for the dead on November 1st, which was All Saints' Day. And sometimes there was a mass for people who have passed. But it was also to honor the saints as well. Now, All Saints' Day, then November 2nd, All Souls' Day. I remember going around the 1st, maybe it was the 2nd when I went with my grandmother. I was a little kid and I can't remember, but All Saints' Day is to honor the saints. All Souls' Day is to honor the dead, which is November 2nd, and we always pay our respects to the dearly departed. This is also where the Mexican culture celebrates Dia de los Muertos, which begins on November 1st, goes all the way through November 2nd. And this is widely celebrated in Mexico, parts of New Orleans. I do believe it's celebrated in South America as well. And I remember from being in Salinas, where the population was very Latino, you could see all the family coming together, especially during at the cemetery, all kinds of flowers and people paying their respects and things like that. So Dia de los Muertos is, even though I'm not of Mexican descent, I have my Santa Muerte statue, and my kids and I are going to do a little ritual tomorrow night, either tomorrow night or the night after on this 1st. I don't know if people in this neighborhood celebrate, because I think we're the only house that's decorated. There's a few on the other back end of the road, but I'm surrounded kind of by people, except for the lady next door, who I believe is an old crone herself. She's decorated, but she's a real cool lady. I'll tell you a story about that after. But yes, so we're going to do a little something with Santa Muerte and giving some blessings and prayers, not just to the people who have parted, but also blessing and prayers for us for the new year ahead. So that'll be quite fun. But yes, many people celebrate that day, Dia de los Muertos, by visiting the graves of deceased loved ones and setting up an altar with their favorite foods, drink, and photos. And I will be setting up my altar, a little makeshift one for now. I haven't really set up my official altar. I'm going to do a little makeshift one. Happy full moon to you too, Gail. Thank you. I'm going to set up mine with all the people who have passed away in our family through the years and friends, and do that as a little something. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be done tomorrow, because I know for a lot of people who have children and the chaos of Halloween and trick-or-treating and this and that, and I don't even know if they're going to trick-or-treat in this neighborhood. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But you know what? I'm going to have to do part 2 in a minute. I have a heating guy here to fix my heater, and he was supposed to be here at 3, and now he's here now. So I will be doing part 2 in just a few minutes. I will come back with my magical folk, and I'll get back to you guys soon. I am so sorry. People just don't know time here. You say 3, they don't mean 3. They mean something else. It's kind of pissing me off. But part 2 in a minute. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh my God, I'm back. Part 2. I'm so sorry about that. The guy said he'd be here at 3, and he came early, and I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to have to have my daughter split the videos to combine them into one so YouTube can see the entire broadcast. But I had left off with Magical Folk, and I don't have to tell any of you who are part of the craft that this is going to be one very potent full moon, full of magic and very spiritual. Not only is the veil thinning so we can make contact with the dearly departed, but this is also where Taurus magic is all about, like beauty and love and wealth and finances and investments. And also anyone that wants to do any kind of spell work for any of these topics will be blessed. But also, Taurus rules the throat and the ears and the nose. So any kind of healing rituals for the neck, the throat, the ears will work well under this energy as well. And that's about it for Magical Folks. I'm sorry, I'm kind of flustered because I had to close out. Hello again, Rihanna. I'm a little flustered because I had to close out and get back on. And it's like, okay, typical Mercury retrograde. But this is your 2-week forecast by house and sign. It is short and sweet. I will eventually get more elaborate with my forecasts. It's just that and look, it cut off Gemini, and now I'm complaining about the printer. It cut off Gemini and it cut off Taurus, so I'm going to have to wing it. So Aries, this energy is going to be cruising your second house. This is your house of finances and money. And usually when it's in a full moon and it's hitting in your house of wealth and money, you will probably have to spend against your will at this time. And there will be issues that arise in the next few weeks with money and finances. Just know that this energy will pass and you will get through it, but you will probably have to spend or have an expense of some sort. Okay, so Taurus. Now, like I said, this was cut off, so I'm winging it. Now, Taurus, this is hitting right on you. This is your full moon, and needed changes need to take place within your life in all aspects of your life. The next 2 weeks might be a little difficult. You might be even harder on yourself than usual because this is taking place right on your first house. This is yourself, your soul's purpose in life. So try not to be too hard on yourself. Know that these next 2 weeks might be a little difficult for a great many of us in the realm of love and money. But know that it will get better, Taurus, okay? Gemini. Now, Gemini, this energy is going to hit on your 12th house. This is the house of your deep subconscious mind. So, with this energy hitting your 12th house, you do really need to eliminate all fear and all guilt of the past. Sometimes, because Mercury is in retrograde, the past will come back to you. Okay. One more thing before I go finish up with Gemini. Let me go back to Taurus really quick, because Uranus is sitting in your first house with you. Taurus, expect the unexpected. That was what I had printed out earlier. Gemini, this is taking place in your subconscious, so do not feed into fear or negative thoughts. Like I said, Mercury is retrograde, so the past does come back to life. Maybe people from your past might come back. If it's a positive experience, enjoy and reminisce. But if it brought you unhappiness, cut it loose and let go. Listen to your dreams, Gemini. They will be very full of messages, okay? Cancer. Now, Cancer. This is going to take place in your 11th house. This is the house of friends and wishes, and trouble with friends and a friendship might be coming your way, or you may have to end a friendship with someone. It's probably best right now to stay away from social gatherings. A lot of us are already can't anyway because of COVID. But your wishes will not be granted at this time. You're going to have to wait until the next new moon for any progress to be made. This next 2 weeks is more about cleaning house, contemplation, planning your next move. That does, you could plan on going to a social event now 2 weeks ahead. Just kind of lay low for now. Sometimes with this energy, it has a tendency to have a friend backstab you in some way. Let's hope not. These are just possibilities, because remember, no two signs are alike. No two Cancers, no two Leos, yada, yada, yada. Leo. Now, Leo, this energy is going to be in your 10th house. The 10th house is the house of career. It is the house of accomplishments. It's the father figure of the zodiac. It's also about public standing. And be careful now, Leo. You're going to have to behave yourself in public. You're being watched under a microscope right now, and you're going to be in the public eye. With Mercury being retrograde, just speak clearly, speak distinctly, say what you mean what you say. This also means that career may take a little sidestep for you, and accomplishments may not happen right now. These 2 weeks are a period of reflecting, recouping, and regrouping in some way. Wait for the new moon ahead to make any career changes or any kind of plans within your career, okay, Leo? Now, Virgo, this energy is going to take place in your 9th house. This is the house of higher knowledge. This is the house of traveling and foreigners, foreign lands. It also represents court and justice. And delays and postponements are going to be the norm for you for the next couple of weeks. Don't get mad, Virgo. It's just Mercury's retrograde, and it happens. I can tell you, after the 2 weeks I've had, and it's just amazing how Mercury retrograde can test your patience. But Virgo, there's going to be changes within the realm of traveling. You may have to replan your trip. You may have to not take that course you wanted to take. There's going to be some kind of a delay and a postponement. Foreigners may drive you kind of crazy right now because of this energy. What else can I say? Make no sudden decisions right now when it comes to your education or your travel plans. Even if it's court related, it might not go as positive as you would like if you're one of those Virgos dealing with any court. Please wait for the new moon. It will get better. These next 2 weeks will be a little trying for a lot of us. All right, Libra. Libra, this is going to take place in your 8th house. And please remember that We are having a full moon in Taurus, but the sun energy is in Scorpio, which rules the eighth house of death. Life, death, rebirth, transformation. This is also sex and sexuality. This represents investments. Now, Libra, you may hear of news of a death or a legacy. It's very, very possible. Investments might bring some headaches. Oh my gosh, someone's texting me. I'm so sorry, you guys. I keep hitting the button there. Stop talking. Investments, Libra, may bring some headaches. I want you to try and remain positive and know that the stars do have much better to offer you. You have to be strong. These next 2 weeks are going to be quite difficult for a great many Libras, especially the October-born ones. October-born Libras. It doesn't necessarily mean someone in your immediate family is going to pass away, but you are going to hear some sort of death news in the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. My method of astrology can be rainbows and sunshine, but it also has to have a little bit of doom and gloom, because just like nature, life is cruel and kind, just like nature. So hang in there, Libra, okay? It will get better. Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, this is getting ready to take place in your seventh house. Your seventh house is the house of marriage, partnerships, and contracts, and you will have to restructure your business life or your domestic life with your partner. Partnerships can become difficult and challenging at this time. So if this is someone you've been thinking of splitting up with, if you don't do it, the stars will force you to do it. This is a relationship that desires work. They put in the time and the work to make the relationship work. Hold on, I'm trying to read my note. It says here, I wrote that perhaps wait until Mercury is out of retrograde around November 8th or 9th. I know modern astrology says the 3rd, but I'm an ancient astrologer, so I know around November 8th or 9th, it fades. But Scorpio, will be the time to have that open dialogue. Just kind of wait. After the 3rd, it's a green light for an open dialogue with your partner or your business partner to get things out in the open and vent, or whatever couples do. Okay, Sagittarius. Now, Sag, this is taking place in your 4th house. This is your house of home, family, emotions, mother energy. No, this is the 6th house. I am sorry. 6th house, Sag. This is your health and service to the world. So your health needs attention. So if you are one of those, I'm not saying any of you Sages are sick or need help or anything like that, but this is a good time to get those checkups. Your health needs attention, and a checkup wouldn't be a bad idea. Changes in employment are very common too. It might be a stressful 2 weeks for Sages, but it will get better. Okay. Sometimes it's our job that creates such horrible stress in our lives as well. So maybe it's a better job coming, but changes are going to come in those areas in the next couple of weeks. Now, Capricorn, this is going to take place in your 5th house. Your 5th house is the house of love, romance, children, creativity. Children are going to be extra demanding. If you're a Capricorn that's a parent, your kids are going to drive you nuts. Okay. Children will be extra demanding and bringing some added stress into our lives in some ways. Love is not on your side either, Capricorn, and issues may arise with lovers too. So I said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, the stars will push you out of this relationship. One thing I can say about Capricorn, because I'm coming from my own self being a Capricorn, remain grounded as much as you can, because better days are ahead. Like I said, the next couple of weeks are going to be trying. I personally feel like the last few weeks have been trying for myself personally with all the technology issues I've had. But hang in there, Cappy. It'll get better. Aquarius. Now, this is going to take place in your fourth house. Your fourth house is the house of home, family, emotions, mother, real estate. And issues or help is going to be needed with your mother or a mother figure. Could be a godmother, a grandmother, an aunt. It doesn't matter. But help and issues are going to be needed with your mother in some ways. Home and family matters will be on the agenda for the next couple of weeks. And the next couple of weeks will be very kind of stressful. I actually know this from someone in my family circle who is dealing with their mother needing help and stuff like that. And they are an Aquarius. So it makes perfect sense. Hang in there, Aquarius. Pisces. Now, Pisces, communication will be lacking right now. This is taking place in your third house. This is the house of communication. This is the house of transportation. This is siblings, brothers and sisters. And like I said, sad news is ahead via the phone, the mail, or email. So you're going to need to be strong. You may get on the phone with your brother or sister and hear some sad news from there, but communication will be lacking. So this is another sign that needs to really speak distinctly, clearly, say what you mean what you say, or pay the price. So just reiterate, and most of all, be strong, Pisces, because this one might be a tough one on some of my Pisces. Like I said, the next few weeks will be challenging for many, but this is also about Halloween and enjoying the season. So, if you go into the mindset of, oh my God, the next 2 weeks are going to be challenging, then they will be. If you go into it with saying, okay, even if the stars aren't on my side, the power of the human mind is far greater and far stronger than anyone's stars. The will of man is much more powerful than our stars. We, as humans, have the desire and the destiny to change our course. Knowing the stars actually helps us to get on the right course. So, but this is a happy time too, especially if you have kids. It's about carving pumpkins and it's about decorating the house and trick-or-treating and dressing up and shoving your face full of candy and But I do wish everyone a happy Halloween. And like for all my broom sisters, Happy New Year to all of you. This is the turning of the year, the changing of the wheel, and the last harvest before the winters come. So us broom sisters, make magic this full moon, because we haven't had a full moon on Halloween in about 76 years. It's been a long time now. I don't know when that happens again, but it's been a long time. So this is going to be a special full moon for a great many of us. If I have time, I don't know if I can. My kids aren't that little anymore, so it's not about trick-or-treating. It's about food and scary movies. I got the hiccups. It's about food and scary movies. So if I have some time, I might get on here tomorrow. Like I said, I am missing my Witch's deck, tarot cards, and the 2 pendulums I have. And I'm supposed to do a tarot reading for someone, and I'm trying to find it. Like I said in my first part 1, the reason I have not finished some of these readings is because I got the heater guy came. I got the heater fixed. On the 3rd, I have the electrician coming because half the house has electricity and half the house doesn't. And that electricity runs right through my computer. So I've kept both my computers off because I don't need them blowing up and ruining more. So those of you who have purchased a reading, please bear with me, okay? I'm moving as fast as I can, and I'm trying to get it all done as fast as I can. But it just seems like every time I take 2 steps forward, I get kicked 3 steps back. And the frustration started off with the delivering of the wrong mic. I had a mic delivered. It wasn't the right mic. I had to get it sent back. Then I had had a witch box delivered and it was never delivered. It said it was delivered. So now I have a package missing that I've paid money for. I was going to come on here and do a show and tell on my witch box. That ain't happening either. So, needless to say, your astrologer is human, just like all of you following me out there. And I am a victim of my own stars too. And I think I'm just born a walking Mercury retrograde, or at least that's how I'm feeling right now, because nothing is going right. And even though I'm Capricorn, I have a rising in Virgo, and everything has to be perfect. And I drive myself nuts because I know in a perfect world and in reality, nothing goes perfect. Oh, we're going to watch Hocus Pocus and then light. I love it. I love Hocus Pocus. It's one of my favorite movies. I might watch that too, Rihanna. I think that's a great idea. Hocus Pocus. My daughter wants to watch a movie. It's an older movie she used to watch on Disney Channel when she was a kid, called Ghostly Mostly. So I think we're going to watch that too. But I think it's just going to be a fun, quiet night tomorrow night of watching TV, binging on crazy, fun movies, and eating and having a good time. And if I get time, I might bring you guys into my altar and we'll do a Santa Muerte thing. I know a lot of people, when I bring her up, freak out, especially a lot of Catholics, because the Catholic Church does not acknowledge her as a saint, and they consider her evil because she's supposedly the patron saint of prostitutes and drug dealers. Well, yes, she is the protector of the darker realm. She is the protector of prostitutes. Prostitutes need protection as well. I wouldn't go too far as to say drug lords, but she is the protector of the Latinos, and she is the protector of the poor. So I've said this once before, and I say it again. If you're one of those people that doesn't like Latinos, she's not the patron saint for you, and she won't bless you with anything good. And you must give her homage. You must pour her a little whiskey and leave it there on the altar. Anyway, I'll show you all these things tomorrow. Maybe my kids and I will get on here together and we will do a Santa Muerte. I'm going to have my kids put little white chime candles on a little like penny. Put the chime candle next to Santa Muerte with an offering to her, and the kids can inscribe their wishes for the year. Put 1 or 2 wishes on there. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Santa Muerte because when I was taking a class on her less than a year ago, I wasn't very familiar with her, and someone had mentioned to me, I said, but I'm not of Latino descent, and someone said, but you're half Italian. You speak a Latin language, of course. Santa Muerte could be your deity if you ever wanted her to be. And I thought, makes sense. But I did a prayer to her once to have my daughter come back safe from a travel. And I know it was because of the stars I booked her ticket in, but I could feel her spirit with her. So I have this thing with Santa Muerte. She's kind of the guardian of our home in some ways. But I might come on here tomorrow and do that. And now what I got to figure out doing is how I combine part 1 and part 2 onto YouTube. Anyway, have a happy Friday night, you guys. Have a very happy, blessed, wonderful Halloween. Blessed Samhain to all of you that celebrate, my pagan sisters and brothers. Blessed All Saints Day and happy Dia de los Muertos to all of you. Like I said, this is the veil is thin. So if we have loved and lost, tomorrow night at dinner, set a plate aside for the spirits to visit and feed the dead, as I call it. Nourish the dead. On that note, you all have a wonderful, wonderful Halloween. Have a wonderful evening. I'll be on here in a day or two, and we will talk again soon. Have a wonderful evening. Blessed be. Bye, Rihanna. Ciao.